My husband and I are getting ready to purchase our first home together, and I am super excited. We are going through the NACA process. Scheduled our intake appointment, our initial intake appointment with our mortgage counselor. Scheduled it, and they scheduled us for March 29th. March 29th comes. Now, before I get to this, I'm still on YouTube watching YouTube videos about people's experience with NACA. And when I tell you I heard some horror stories, especially people with their mortgage counselor. So I was terrified. I prayed every day, y'all, and I'm not playing. Every day, like, Lord, please give us a knowledgeable mortgage counselor, somebody who knows what they're doing, somebody who's going to be accessible that we can get a hold of, who will return our emails in a timely manner. Like, because I've heard some horror stories. I started looking at reviews for our area, for NACA in our area, and people kept bringing up this one mortgage counselor, saying how great she was. And do y'all know that morning of the appointment, we got a link, a Zoom link to meet with the mortgage counselor. Our meeting was scheduled for 2 p.m. She sent it to us in the morning to let us know, here's the link, you'll click on to meet with me this afternoon. Tell me why, y'all, it was the mortgage counselor that everybody had great things to say about in the reviews. I was so freaking happy. I ran to my husband, he was downstairs. I said, we got the mortgage counselor that everybody's ranting and raving about in the reviews, saying how great she is. So from jump, we were excited before even meeting her because people were saying such great things about her. So we get to our intake meeting. We go over everything that we uploaded, our income, all of that. They say the meetings take, I've heard people say their meetings take 4 hours. I've heard people say their meetings take 3 hours. Our meeting was an hour and a half. And at the end of the meeting, she gave us an action plan of things that we needed. She did commend us on our file. She said everything that we had uploaded was everything that she needed. But there were some things that were needed on the action plan, which were easy. I was so excited about that because I've heard horror stories too, where people are like, they need all this extra stuff after they meet with their mortgage counselor, but we didn't need a whole bunch of extra stuff. What we needed was, let me pull it up. Let me pull up our action plan so I can tell y'all exactly what it was we needed. So I needed to upload my proof of my voter registration. I thought I had uploaded that, but apparently I didn't. So I just needed to go to the website, screenshot that I'm registered to vote. My husband's was in there, but mine wasn't. We had to sign and return to her a participation form, basically saying that we'll participate in events or anything like that for NACA. They are a nonprofit organization, so they need all the help they can get. Due to COVID, there currently aren't any live events, but in the event that, they start back up, we selected the option that we would help at events or workshops or anything like that. But for now, our participation, I didn't hear anybody say this in any YouTube videos, so I don't know if this is specific to Kansas City area. So don't quote me on this. If you're in a different area, your mortgage counselor will let you know what you can do to participate, since there aren't any live events right now, or in-person events right now. But I heard a lot of people saying they had to upload, put a post on social media saying something about NACA. And I didn't want to do that because, as you all know, I don't know what date this has been uploaded, but it's long after today's date, which is April 10th. Me and my husband decided that we wanted to keep this to ourselves because we didn't want anybody else's opinion to influence one of the biggest decisions that we have to make of our lives. This is our decision, so we wanted to keep this secret. We don't plan to tell anybody about this until we close on a home. So we did not want to have to post to social media about NACA because people were start asking questions like, oh, y'all about to go to the NACA program, y'all about to purchase a home. Our mortgage counselor didn't even she brought that up, but she said you can also put go to NACA on Google and do NACA Kansas City on Google and give us a review. Me and my husband looked at each other like, yes, we don't have to upload anything to social media. We'll do the review. So that was a part of our action plan. We had to do a Google review about our experience with NACA so far. we had my one of my W-2s was blurry, so I needed to re-upload that. That was the one I had a hard time finding, so I just rescanned it in and uploaded it to my web file. We needed to do letters of explanations from our additional addresses and names on our credit reports. So of course mine's, it had my maiden name on there, so I had to write up a letter explaining why it's different. And then we also, for addresses, which are old addresses that we lived at, we just had to type up a quick letter saying I lived at this address from this day to this day, and so on and so on. Easy. Since we only had 2 credit cards, we needed to provide alternative credit. Yeah, that's what she called it. Basically what that meant was we needed to provide 12 months of a utility bill showing that we paid it on time. So we provided 2. We did our electricity bill and our internet bill. So we just gave her 12 months worth of bills showing that we paid all of those on time. 12 months worth of statements. Let's see. We had to fill out a budget form of the previous month. So I filled out that budget form and uploaded that, sent that to her. And that was it. The only other things that were on our action plan were ongoing things. Continue to upload your pay stubs every time you get paid. Continue to upload. Oh, and we needed a March bank statement. Keep in mind, we met with her on March 29th. So by the time she was going to submit our file, we were going to need March statement. And we also needed, I don't know how I skipped over this. One of my jobs, we needed employment verification because I had 2 different jobs within the past year. One I was at for 6 months and the one I'm at currently now. So the one that I left, they weren't online where they would be easy verifiable. Basically through, I don't know if you all work for companies that ever use the work number, where you can just log onto this website, put in your information, and it'll list all the jobs you've ever worked with. One of my jobs wasn't on there, so I had to sign a form, and my mortgage counselor had to send that to the company and have them fill the form out. They sent that the very next day. I was excited about that. And then we also had to do rental history verification sent to our complex. So those are the only things we were going to be waiting on. Easy things, nothing that I had to wait months for. She asked us how much we wanted to, what was the max monthly we wanted to spend when we get our home. We don't want to spend more than $1,800. Currently, we pay $1,224 for our rent. So they want to see that you'd be able to save that much the difference of that per month for 3 to 6 months. We already had that plus some in our savings, so we don't have to wait to save that up before she can submit us for qualifications. When I tell you, when we got off that call with her, we sent her everything that we could send her immediately. We sent that to her that night. And the only thing we had to wait on was the rental history verification. They sent that. Our meeting was on a Tuesday. Our complex sent that back to her on a Friday. And then my old job sent her the employment verification the very next day. Only thing left to wait on was for our bank statement to release. So our bank statement released so our meeting was on March 29th. The bank statement released on April 5th. I was refreshing and checking that website, our bank website, every single day to see when they were going to release the March bank statement. So they released it. I uploaded it. I sent our mortgage counselor an email saying, hey, they released it. It's been uploaded. So she submitted us for qualification 7 days after our intake meeting. Listen, that verse is playing back in my mind, those verses that we kept coming across of God saying, I will go before you. Don't worry about anything. I'm going before you to take care of this and give you the land that I promised to you. So we're submitted for qualification on April 5th. Are y'all ready for this? She told us it was going to take up to 14 business days. We were NACA qualified 2 days later on April 7th. When I tell y'all, when we got that text message alert saying, I can't remember the exact words, update, status, qualified, y'all, I'm try to react exactly what I did. I'm at my desk. It was like 2-something in the afternoon. I noticed because I take my lunch at 2:30. This is exactly what I did. I didn't know what to do with myself. I read the text message, put my phone down, and I was just like, well, what do I, like, I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to do next. The only thing I knew to do, I picked up my prayer journal, which was right next to me on my desk, and I just started writing over and over again. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. You said you go before us. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Like, my hand was hurting. I wrote that over and over so much. I started crying. I went to my husband's office. I knocked, but I could hear him talking, so I knew he was in a meeting. So I'm like, I'm not going to try to interrupt that. But y'all was so super excited. By the time he got out that phone, he came in there. He was like, hell yeah, hell yeah. He was so excited. But I couldn't believe we got NACA qualified in 2 days. I didn't expect it to take up to the full 14 days, but I'm expecting 7 to 10. I did not expect it to come back that fast. And I'm not sure if it's because a lot of the people I was watching on YouTube were in like the Atlanta area, Texas. Those are bigger areas than where I am. So I don't know if it's because, our area isn't that big. So maybe it don't take that long. I don't know if not that many people are using the program in my area. I have no idea how we got qualified that fast. But it was fast. And we was happy, child. So we got qualified. And from watching all the YouTube videos, I knew that we were going to have to go to a purchase workshop. And I knew that, so before we could actually start our home search with a realtor. And that's where they would let us know how much we were qualified for. It was on a Thursday that we got NACA qualified. And I knew that they hold those every Thursday. So I'm like, ooh, I hope our mortgage counselor hurry up and say something to us today so we can get into this workshop and get the ball rolling. We didn't hear from her that day. We heard from her the next day, Friday, which was completely fine. Keep in mind, our lease ain't up till October. So at this point, we're fine with finding something quick and breaking our lease, because I went over combing that lease with the fine-tooth comb, child, and I know that we have the option to buy out of our lease, and it's not a huge fee either. It's something that is affordable. So we're in a spot right now where if we need to break our lease and move early, we will. If we don't, and we get to the end of our lease and we need to do month to month, we can. So I feel like we're in a good position. So even though we didn't hear from her that day, I was like, it's cool. It ain't the end of the world. We'll hear from her soon so we can go to the purchase workshop. She emailed us the next day, Friday, and was like approved in all caps, and she was excited. And she said, you'll go to the purchase workshop next Thursday, which is this coming up Thursday, the 14th. And she was like, you'll get a link the day before. It'll be online. It's about an hour and a half. And she was like, take a break from your web file. I don't need you to be uploading anything until we're ready to close. So I'm like, okay, perfect. Or yeah, I think she said close or bank qualified. I can't remember. I'll have to go back and look at the email, but she was like, take a break from your web file. So I'm like, perfect. She said, let me know if you already have a realtor or you need referrals. I've been watching a lot of y'all videos again on YouTube, and I prefer to do in-house. I want somebody who's knowledgeable about the NACA program. So I said, can you send us, whatever referrals you have? She sent us 2 realtors. We emailed them both and said, we'd like to meet up with you. I emailed them that day on Friday. Can we schedule? We've been referred to you by our mortgage counselor. We're NACA qualified. Can we schedule a time to meet with you to see if we're a good fit? To determine if we can work together, because I don't want to just go with the first realtor. This is a huge investment for me and my husband, and I want to make sure we a good fit. So I sent them both an email. One of them, his email, I think he is not, I don't think he's in-house, but I think he's a NACA qualified realtor. Like, I think he's qualified, to be a realtor for NACA members. The other one, I could tell she was in-house because of her email address. It was a NACA email. So I emailed them both. I heard back from the guy the same day. He was very cool off the jump. Like, he very professional. Said, I can't, yes, I'd love for you guys to interview me, get to know me. And I'm like, cool, he know where I'm going with this. Like, I ain't just going with you right out the bat. I need to vet you out. So he sent us, we had a few email exchanges back and forth, and then he said we scheduled a day to meet, which we're going to meet on Tuesday. He sent us a survey just to get a feel for us, our personality, which I liked, and what we're looking for in a realtor and a home, which I really liked. So we did that survey, submitted it back to him. I heard from the NACA in-house realtor the next day, yesterday. And I haven't emailed her back yet. She is going on vacation. So that may put a little delay on getting to meet with her. So I think we're just going to meet with this realtor on Tuesday, see how we get a feel for him, and then if we need to, schedule something with the NACA in-house realtor after she comes back from vacation. If not, I'll just email her and let her know we found another realtor. But that is where we currently are, y'all. We are meeting with a potential realtor on Tuesday. So I'll make another video and let y'all know how that went. Let y'all know if we're going to decide to go with him or interview with the other realtor to see how she is, how we feel about her. And then I'll also make another video about our purchase workshop that we have to attend on Thursday. I'm excited about that because I don't know what we're qualified for.